this beautiful temple and I'm going to answer some of your questions. Amanda wants to know what has been the best thing about traveling on your own, and man, seriously, if you have not been on a trip by yourself, I highly recommend it. Now, you don't have to go do a huge year-long trip, but I do recommend you get out of your comfort zone and go make friends. So that is it. You make so many friends of all walks of life, and you interact with people you most likely wouldn't have if you were traveling with someone else. Because when you travel with someone, or you travel with your friend, you are involved in conversation with just that friend, and you're less likely to stay in places like hostels or go and strike up a conversation with the person next to you on the plane or the bus or a coffee shop, or ask people if they need help taking photos. You kind of get stuck on this it's just us, versus when you're traveling on your own, you really have to force yourself to get out there, or you're gonna be on your own the whole time. And I think it's amazing because I have met people that have truly changed my perspective on life, and I can call really lifelong friends even though we only met a few weeks ago. Amanda also asked me, what about the greatest challenge about traveling on your own? And with that, there is the hardships of traveling on your own, which can be solitude and can be that idea that you don't have someone else's validation. So all decisions are truly on you. Like, you are the sole person doing this. So if you don't love it, or you're not really sure or clear, you have no one there to tell you, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, let's go there, or yes, this hotel looks good. You are 100% on your own, and it can be really challenging. And I have had times on this trip that were really hard, especially right after like parting ways with really amazing people. You kind of have this moment, you're like, oh wait, I have to start over and I have to meet new friends, but then you do, and it's all okay. Is it easier to be zero waste in Asian countries than the United States? No, it is not. In Asian countries, there is a harder time getting things like water that are zero waste. Straws are giving more often, but at the same time, some things are. I feel like a lot of street food actually comes in reusables, and a lot of things can be found fairly easy plastic free. So it's kind of like that give or take. Is it relatively easy to travel in countries you've been to without being able to speak the language? So is it easy to communicate even if you don't speak the language? And yes and no. It's definitely one of those games where you kind of point a lot and try to figure things out. I highly recommend, no matter what country you go to, you learn certain basic words. So currently I'm in Thailand, so things like swadika to say hello, or kapunka to say thank you. And it doesn't matter if you don't say it right, you can butcher things, that's okay. People, is that fireworks at like 2 p.m.? It's okay, people will understand what you're saying. So for me, I'm an environmentalist, so I try to learn things like no, yes, no straw please, in here, or just basic words that I think are useful, but you want to be really polite. So knowing things like sorry, thank you, please, are really important, I think, no matter what country you go to. I found the easiest country I've been to thus far was actually Malaysia, because within Malaysia they speak different languages. So some places speak Malay, some people speak Hindu, so it is very important to be able to communicate with each other. So like if you speak Chinese and the other person speaks Malay, like yeah, they most likely speak Malay, but they also speak English. So it was really easy. It felt like every single Uber driver really could have full conversations with me about environmental issues and about the local culture. So I really enjoyed Malaysia because you could communicate. Versus here in Thailand, unless I'm with friends who speak Thai, I find it a little bit difficult. It is very basic, and you have to learn to communicate in same, or yes, you kind of have to create this basic vocabulary to be able to communicate with people, and it's not as fulfilling to be able to understand truly who they are unless you can speak the language. I had another question that was, how do you find your community while traveling? And it depends on what you want to find. So for me, I'm an environmentalist, and that's what I care about, and I try to find like-minded individuals. So I seek out social media. So I will post on my social media page, I will ask people who I know that live in that country if they have any recommendations or suggestions. I will also do a quick Google search to see if there's any environmental organizations and hubs. I check out Facebook for local Facebook groups. So in Chiang Mai, I joined a group called Chiang Mai Nomad Girls, and if you go to Chiang Mai and you're a girl, highly recommend joining that group. They do a weekly meetup at a lunch place that is fully vegan, by the way, and it was amazing. I also recommend checking out co-working spaces if you're a digital nomad or someone interested in working online while traveling. It's a great place to meet like-minded individuals. But overall, it's just getting out there and being proactive. You can meet people at hostels, but maybe they are not the people that you want to interact with. So trying to find them outside of that, joining travel groups, like joining Facebook solo female travel groups or eco-tourism groups or whatever it is that you are interested in and the kind of people you love, highly recommend doing it that way. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool, so. Continuing our Q&A, Anushka wants to know, are you working for an NGO? No, I am not working for any particular organization. However, if you are an organization based in Asia and you want to collaborate or do any work together, let me know, because I'm pretty flexible of just hopping around and learning about organizations. Taylor asks, how do you research and decide where to stay in each place? And honestly, I am the worst person at this. I don't. So I normally don't know where I'm going until the day before or the day of. And normally that's because I get kicked out of my accommodation or my visa expires. So today I am in Chiang Rai, Thailand. My visa for Thailand expires tomorrow, and I could extend, but I'm not going to for various reasons. So I am leaving the country tomorrow. So I'm hopping over to the border and going into Laos, and I have no accommodations booked for my time in Laos, no slow boat or bus tickets booked, nothing. So I'm basically winging it. Half the time I pick a hostel or something the day of, while I'm at the airport or something like that. However, I am looking forward to some places that I'm going to soon and looking at some eco accommodations and resorts, and I'm really, really excited about that. Melissa wants to know, how is your life in Asia and how do you spend your time? Well, Melissa, every day is completely different. Sometimes I do touristy things like today, where I'm currently seeing a pretty popular temple area. But sometimes I am on my computer researching things and learning about things and figuring out my life or working or whatever, and sometimes I am just spending time meeting people. So if I meet really great people, I basically spend my day eating food, and sometimes I'm working with organizations and visiting them and learning about them and going to co-working spaces and going to different nature activities. My favorite thing on this trip has been hiking and going out into nature, and it's harder to find than you'd think, so it's always a treat for me to be outside and find really quiet, cool places to hang out. Katie asks, what has been the best part of your travel so far? Ooh, that's a great question. I honestly would have to say the people. The people have been absolutely amazing in my mind, and I think that makes this trip so unbelievably worth it and memorable. The last question is, where am I heading to next? As of right now, I'm heading to Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the Philippines, and then back to Thailand. I am so excited, and if you are in one of these cities or countries, let me know. You can follow me on Instagram for some exact dates, possible meetups, and some exciting things going on there.
I'm so excited. Where do you guys think I should go next? Let me know down below, as well as let me know what is your dream destination. Mine is New Zealand. It is a dream of mine since I was like 15, but you know, that will be one day. One day I will go there. That's it, I think, for now. Don't forget to live sustainably and consciously, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.